These are a couple of the little seals that go on the right or the left hand side of the crankshaft right here. Now you can buy different models. What they basically are is a very good rubber, and they have a little tiny stainless steel spring around them. Now if that inner part right here gets worn at all, then oil will leak past that. That's usually what happens. And what happens when you have a there are two reasons that cause the oil seals to do this. One is the crank is out of alignment and it's wobbly, just a tiny bit, but all that wobbling, it'll make the hole elongate, and oil can drip out. If the oil drips out, what it does is very, very slowly it drips out right here. You don't sense it in the engine at all, but it gets down onto the coil windings right here. It also gets down onto the magnets here. And what I like to do is put a little bit of oil on the magnets to keep them from rusting, but just a tiny bit. If you have too much oil, well, you really should have none. But if you have too much, what happens is at high speed it causes these alternator coils to short, or for the power not to go where it's supposed to go. It also can cause your timing to be off from your little actuator. This tells your timing. It's a magnet, and what it does is it senses this big part of the flywheel every time it runs around into it or over it, and it fires the engine. That's about as much as I know about electronics. I don't know everything about them. If you know everything and you're an expert and you've got to come on my channel with one video and no subscribers and tell me how wrong I am, well, you can kiss my ass. Thank you. Because electronics are not my strong suit, or my forte, or my cup of milk. Can't think of anything else. Now, the seal doesn't appear to be leaking. There is a little bit of dirt in here. Oh, you can see this right here. That's not really dirt. It's a little bit shiny. It's not oil either. What it is it's leakage from the water-cooled head, which has come down and gotten in here. A little bit of that is not going to matter, okay? But when you have oil slopping, what you really need to do is to take a look at the engine after you've got it cleaned up, or when you're taking it apart, and look underneath it. You can use a mirror, you can use different things to look underneath it. Now if your motor were put together perfectly, remember your motor is an air pump. It can have no leaks. And as we're looking right down here, which I can't see that well, but you can see the case halves, the right and the left crankcase halves sealed together, and they have to be no leaks. That's the way the air pump works. So if you have oil, and what happens is usually you have oil, a little bit of it leaking right here, and it comes down to right here. Now that isn't oil. That's a little bit of, that's just your regular dirt and antifreeze. That's no problem. But what I will do is I will replace the seal, because I have everything off, and it's the right thing to do, just in case. The flywheel is connected to the crankshaft. It's a pressed fit, as you can see right here, and it has a cotter key right there. That key is really hard to get on, because the magnets want to suck the magnets, and this thing weighs like, I don't know, a kilo. It wants to suck everything in here, and you've got to get it just perfectly lined up to make it get on there. Now to take this off, this is what's called a Honda 50 crank or a flywheel puller. And what it does is after you take the nut off, right here, let's go to the next video. I feel like talking today, I don't know. Maybe you won't see these videos. Maybe you will. You probably will. I like talking right now. No, I have not been drinking, okay? So just don't ask me that.